What's up, guys? Archontvwhat here. I wanted to let you know that there's gonna be audio issues with this episode. I apologize in advance. I noticed it in the broadcast when I was on Twitch, and I mentioned something about it. I can't fix the audio through SHAREfactory because I can't split the audio up and look at it individually like I thought maybe I possibly could. So please bear in mind this week that there's going to be a little bit of an audio issue around the 19-minute mark in the video. I noticed, well, actually it's probably a little further in now because of this little intro here, but around the 19-minute, 20-minute mark, I'll notice it on Twitch and I'll say something about it. I apologize in advance for this. I'll try to make sure that from now on my videos are a bit cleaner when it comes to this type of thing, because there's so much to manage, especially through OBS. I was trying to get the Fortnite music gone, and then I turned down my volume on my scale, not thinking about it, because I was thinking that the audio output was desktop, and my headphones were obviously the desktop audio, and it was muting that so that you guys could hear them, and then I realized that I couldn't do it that way, so I went in and changed the Fortnite settings and muted them and just forgot to change the other settings back. So about 19 minutes, 20 minutes in, you'll recognize it. My audio comes over fine, so I'm going to upload this. I'll put in the title, obviously, that there's audio issues with this video. Next week should be a little cleaner. My co-host is going to edit that one, I think. He said he'd do it through Final Cut, so he could probably do some cool things with it. I'm going to have him do that. And yeah, so I apologize for the audio issues this week. Please stick around for episode 3 next week. And yeah, with that, I'm going to head out. I will hope you guys enjoy the episode, and see you guys when I see you. Later.
Okay, now we're live. What is up, everybody who's probably not out there yet? But anyway, we'll do the intro for the YouTube. I'm Archontvwhat, my co-host, and we have a guest today.
I'm Tone Star.
And this is Archontvwhat Show Episode 2. This week's episode, we are going to talk about, we could talk about starting our own YouTube channel and that. I think that sounds like a good topic and kind of where to go with that. It's not really gaming news this week, but it is something that I would like to talk about, considering that we're about to go through some changes potentially here at Archontvwhat with the Twitch channel for sure. I'm still waiting to send a letter out to the legal department for Cartoon Network about trying to keep my name. I am worried about it a little bit. Which kind of leads me to the first thing. Like, if you're going to make a YouTube channel, try not to base it on a gimmick that's already out there. And by that
trademarks.
Yeah. By that I mean, like, in my case, I really liked Toonami, and it was around the time, I think April Fool's is when I made the name, and they had the Toonami revival for the night. And then I kind of heard rumors that it was coming back, so I decided to make the name. Yeah, and now it might actually end up being a problem for me later on down the road if I try to make any money off of it because of trademarks. So, like, the rule number 1, don't make your name based on any sort of property that's already out there. I mean, if you want to talk about it in your streams and that...
A side note, we're going to talk about cats who like to rip mics out of your ear. Stay tuned.
I'm glad my name is pretty original. It took me a long time to come up with Tone Star.
Yeah. That's one that's pretty generic.
What our first gamer tags were.
Shoot, that was a long time ago. I don't even remember mine. But yeah, it's like rule number 1. Like, rule number 2, if you're gonna try to make money off of it, you want to kind of fall into a category that people will get into, like, right away. Whether that be, like, you know, cooking, something like that, maybe video editing, you know, something simple. Gaming in general is a hard thing to get into just because, like, everybody's in that market right now, and you have to figure out what game's going to come out that you're going to be able to get ahead in. Right now, I'd say Fortnite might be an okay game. Actually, there's a new one from the studio that Cliff Bleszinski runs called Radical Heights that might end up getting some popularity going for it. A lot of people are comparing it to Fortnite, which is interesting because Cliff used to work for Epic Games, who made Fortnite. So it'd be interesting to see if that game takes off. But it's just all about staying ahead of the curve.
On a project that's not Fortnite.
I'm just happy if a game has good PvP.
Here, let me go ahead and mute the Fortnite music here. So we don't got that playing. We really don't need that. Well, actually, hold on. That's not going to work because it's going to mute my other. Give me a minute here.
I am glad though they decided to nerf the homing missiles.
Well, they removed them because it was causing problems.
They removed it.
Yeah, hold on, guys. Give me a second here. I'm trying to fix this real fast. Actually, I guess whatever. The easier fix is just to go in here. Sorry about this. There. Yeah. What else goes into making a YouTube channel these days? I'm trying to think, like. Yeah. Yeah, don't be afraid to ask bigger YouTubers to help out with your channel either. Some of them are really nice and they'll actually help you out. Yeah. The same thing goes for Twitch too. Like if you ever want to get in Twitch, that's what you want to do for sure. Is like kind of group up with some smaller Twitch people and just kind of, get your guys' names out in each other's chats, like sponsor each other. Let people know. The hosting function on Twitch is really nice these days because if you don't have anybody set up in your auto host and you just leave it on, it'll sometimes find like random YouTube channel or Twitch channels, sorry, to host. So it really gets their name out there. Yeah. But I mean, just always keep in mind that trying to network, leave your auto host function on even if you have nobody in there, so that way other people can be discovered on your channel if anybody sticks around. Always remember that and kind of let your viewers know like what's going on. Like if they want to stick around, it's going to host somebody. Like I do for a couple big channels, but obviously I haven't heard anything back. I haven't really mentioned anything about it. So, which you guys have probably seen when I've cut stream a couple times. For Twitch, it always helps to have like a gimmick. And by gimmick, I mean like something that makes your channel unique. Like in my case, I would say it's kind of that I'm a variety streamer and I do a bunch of other things as well, like speedrunning, a little bit here and there. We're doing the show. We're doing a bunch of different things. That's what's nice about that's what's nice about speedrunning though, is that like as a viewer, you're watching somebody play a speedrun, you can actually play from home and kind of compete with them. To me, that's really cool. It adds a layer. Did you catch any of that, Zach? Yeah, it was cutting out. There you go, you're good. Yeah, what were you saying? Honestly, that's the best way to do it. Like, it's so fun. Like, especially if you guys have Twitch, like you can just watch them compete. That's what I did the entire month of March. Like, there's the people that I host, like Spike Vegeta and I Eat Your Pie. They host something every March where for a full month they have a contest of like speedrunning these games to see who can win the most, and the viewers get a reward from it, from guessing like bracket wise, like who's gonna win what and how many, and whoever had the most got a Switch this year. Of course, we wouldn't be able to do that right off the gate, but yeah. But yeah, I could hook you up with something. We should do a Mario Party 3 run. That game's fun. Oh yeah, hard mode, story mode. It'd have to be on emulator because I don't have a capture card. I'm sure nobody else here has a capture card for like AV cords. Honestly, like it really depends. Like that's another thing we can talk about real fast. Is like capture devices. Like depending on like what you're doing. Like if you're trying to play a single player game with a story, there are some hard locks with like certain games, like single player, of course. Like Persona 5 especially was a big one. I think Final Fantasy 7 has some scenes that are blocked on the PlayStation. So if you're worrying about that, like you might want to go out and get a capture card for those games, just so that way you can show those block scenes and it won't completely kill your stream at the most, suspenseful moment of the run. That's why I did it. Yeah, because I mean it'll be a very like epic scene or something, like a cutscene in most cases. It's very rarely an actual boss fight. I don't think I've ever seen it do one for a boss fight yet. Yeah, it's mostly just cinematic cutscenes. So, huh? No, not by the standard of like the developer does have the choice of whether or not they want you to show that scene, but at the same time, you're allowed to go around it using like an Elgato because if it was really protected, like you can turn on HDCP protection, like you have to turn it off in the PlayStation to even use the capture card. So anything they wanted protected, they could just lock behind that. Yeah, yeah. And I get why it does it in single player games. Like it's an annoyance for streamers, but at the same time I get why it's so that way like people who haven't played the game and just were thinking about getting it and checked it out on Twitch just watched a full playthrough of it and now no longer want to buy it because you're only playing it for the story. Makes sense. Unlike a game like Fortnite here who you could just pick up and go and just every game's different. Yeah. 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 So to sum up the capture card stuff for people that are still figuring out and wondering. Like I said, only if you're worrying about single player games should you really invest in a capture card. I mean, the PlayStation has a stream functionality, so does the Xbox as far as I'm aware. As for PC streaming, you just need a capture program like OBS is really good. That's what I use. and you can just capture from there. You don't even need the capture card. Like I said, it's really only for single player content, and I guess maybe if you wanted to put out 1080p for videos and that, because you can record from the PlayStation over for 1080p, and you wanted to just do your editing right there on the computer, it's easier than trying to transfer files everywhere. In that case, yes, then capture card would be better. But yeah, all in all, unless you're like really dedicated into this and you want like high quality YouTube videos, I really wouldn't worry about it. Because Twitch, you can only hit 720p unless you're partnered, and the PlayStation hits that with its high function. But yeah, just to help people out with that. So what were you gonna get a capture card for there, Sir Fat Nuts? Yeah. Well, here, let's go into that then. What were you gonna say? Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a lot more you can do. It makes it look better, but at the same time, like what I was gonna go into for like editing software, because that's the next thing we should probably talk about for YouTube and Twitch and that for videos. Um, Basically, like PlayStation has something called SHAREfactory, which so if you're on that platform, I don't know about Xbox. I don't know if they have any sort of editing platform, but I would imagine they probably have something. But anyway, that's what I've been editing my videos off of. So if you don't have the money to go out and get like Final Cut or, Sony Vegas or Pinnacle, Corel, any of those video editing softwares, and you don't trust like the free stuff and you don't really want to go searching, you can actually just use your PlayStation as long as you keep it within under an hour, like of the recorded footage. You can plug in a USB cord or USB device, sorry, not USB cord. I have to use an extender, so in most cases, you'll probably want to buy a USB extender for this too, just because the PlayStation, it isn't very friendly with USB like sticks, because the front end of it sticks way out and it catches on the USB, so it doesn't fully plug in, so you can't pull anything. But that's another thing for later. To just avoid it, you would just buy like a smaller stick. I hear those work. But anyway, yeah, so it doesn't catch on the dock. Not one that has like the protector on it. You know what I'm talking about? That slides up and down. That locks. Yeah, you don't want one of those. That's what I got though. But anyway, what you would do is you would record it, I believe, in the MP4 format. Is what I think it needs to be recorded in. Yep. That has to be your encoder. And then from there, you got to make a file on the USB called SHAREfactory, and then you just in that folder put video, images, music. You can transfer anything over. And then once you put it in, you turn on the PS4, go to your SHAREfactory, and then right there it just says import. You import everything, and you can just go from there. Open up a new project and just pull your clips out, which is what I'll be doing after we're done here. So yeah, like for editing software, if you have a PS4, I definitely recommend checking out SHAREfactory. There's a lot of stuff you can do. You can record like video and then put audio tracks over top of it. You can even throw in, like let's say like right now, or actually let's go for example last week's show. We recorded that audio and it was just a blank background the entire way. I put video over top of it and inserted our audio over top of that as the actual like primary audio. It's got a lot of fun features. It has the ability to do like picture-in-picture stuff for camera works. It has overlays. It has all that stuff I haven't really fiddled with yet, like scene transitions. You can make cuts. It has a lot of things that most editing software, like decent editing software, have these days. But yeah, so if you don't want to spend the money, I definitely recommend checking out SHAREfactory if you're trying to get a channel that's like just starting out. I know my friend here, Sir Fat Nuts, uses Final Cut, like you said, for the Mac. I've personally never been a fan of it because I did use it way, way, way back when in high school. So if you're looking for something like that, maybe he could help you with a video for that and how to use it. Yeah. hmm Yeah. Like I know Pinnacle and I think Corel are both like one drop prices or whatever, where you just put the money in once and you're good. It's not monthly. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Yeah, it's just an app. It's not that big of a file. Yeah, they've done a lot since it first launched. When it first launched, it was just that basic program, but I think eventually enough people kind of started. Whoops, sorry guys, I don't know if you guys can hear them. I really hope I didn't drop the audio there too low. I'll have to hold on. Let me watch this back real fast. Just make sure you guys are still getting decent audio there. I don't want to upload this and have them not be able to be heard. That's my bad. I forget when OBS is like on the top screen here that if I roll my mouse wheel, it will lower my volumes. And I have a nasty habit of fiddling with the mouse sometimes when I'm talking. You guys like want to say something from, or Mr. Pandas want to say something from me real fast?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a minute.
Yippity yip yip.
That.
Man, this is a big file. It's taking a while to download.
Where'd you download?
SHAREfactory. Apparently, it's it's a free app, so you don't have to buy anything.
That was already pre-downloaded. I gotta go check that.
Yeah, it's a free app.
You gotta go download it, Zach. But do that.
Shoot. I guess I can probably pull the audio
Alright.
way up actually for ShareFactory. I can always cut the audio up and do it that way. Because I think you guys are going to be quiet coming in for like some of the show. I didn't realize my desktop audio for capture was so low. But it'd be fine. I'll fix it in post. Just the people on Twitch that are watching, if anybody's in here watching, won't be able to hear you all that well. Or they wouldn't before I fixed it now. But yeah. ShareFactory is an amazing program. I definitely recommend it for anybody, even just getting into editing in general. Like, it's really nice.
I haven't used this before, honestly. I've been wanting something like this. It looks like it's what we needed.
Like I said, there are limitations where you can only record like an hour's worth of footage and up to a certain gigabyte for import. But like, I've done a couple of videos now, and I've only ran into it one time when I first learned about the restrictions. But if you're just looking to make a short 30-minute video, then there's no better place. That's free anyway.
If you're gonna watch an hour-long video, at that point, you might as well just make a new video.
Yeah, or just cut it up into two separate things and upload them separately.
Yeah.
But yeah. I figure we'll do like a mid break here. Typically on the show we'll talk about like gaming news and that, but like I said, with the stuff that's coming up for like the Twitch channel and that, I figured this would be a good day to kind of talk about re-imaging yourself and like kind of like what to do when you go into YouTube and Twitch, just so you guys don't make the same mistake I did. Like I said, I'm hoping to keep the Archontvwhat name. We still have to send that out, but I thought I'd give everybody else out there a helpful little tip, or a couple tips, whatever, for like what to do and what you can use to help your channel grow. So yeah, so next week we'll be back to covering like gaming news. So anything else out that you guys can think of for YouTubers and Twitch people that are just starting to get in or are having trouble?
Well, it's gonna take a lot of
A
work.
lot of networking on other people's YouTube. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. If you got everything else down, that you just need more people, subscribers and stuff.
Yeah.
Like we were saying in the beginning, like there's a lot of people that are willing to help you.
Yeah.
One day you could just be really nice people, and on top of that, it helps them too, because then maybe
Yeah.
their video pops up in their next video list.
Mm-hmm. So they benefit from it in some cases. Other cases, like it's just nice people. Actually, there's a couple other things I just thought of. Don't be afraid to use Twitter and Facebook and Discord for like links and that. Like I wouldn't go around like promoting yourself in somebody else's like random Discord, like Donkey Kong speedruns. Don't go in there and start promoting your stream if you're not actually a part of like that community, But don't feel afraid to like make your own Discord server and like make some names, like put in your title like I do now, like Discord. I have it around like my Twitch page and that. So if anybody ever wants to hop in there, I'm still kind of working on it. It's a work in progress. I would like to eventually get a community in there that like help each other, and especially for like other like off-topic stuff, like deals for Black Friday and stuff. I've seen a couple Discords where there's communities like that that'll have deals. They'll talk about other stuff like games. Like they'll find people to play games with. Don't feel afraid to do that, and don't feel afraid to like use Twitter and Facebook either to promote yourself. There's also like playing with viewers and stuff, like especially if you're a low channel, like kind of like where I'm at. Don't feel afraid to like put in your title that you play with your viewers and stuff, because a lot of people like want that interaction. It's like speedrunning. It makes them more inclined to come back. Like I said, like that's why I like watching speedrunners, is because I can like play along with them and compete, It's more engaging. Let's see, is there anything else? I'm trying to think. Like the only other tip I could give you is try to engage your viewers. Like even if nobody's talking in the chat room, always try to engage. If you think somebody might be there, like explain why you're doing something, even if nobody asks, and maybe you'll start a conversation with that person that's in your chat that's just watching. Just always be outgoing. Always have a nice personality if you can. Stuff like that. Sound about right?
Sounds like some great advice.
I mean, SHAREfactory is a big file, or I guess it's only
How big is it?
it's only 900
Yeah,
something megabytes.
That's not that bad.
I have 15 minutes left on my PlayStation Pro. No, it's 2 gigabytes.
Really, is an update after that?
It's still not that bad though.
Well, no, it says 1 gigabyte .846. 20-minute download. No, not bad, but 20-minute download.
I mean, for what you're getting, it's definitely worth it. I mean, considering most of these apps out there nowadays are like 2 gigs anyway. I think games are worse than that. Like 50 gigs. That's why I went out and bought a 2 terabyte hard drive for my PlayStation.
Yeah, I'm glad mine came with one.
Yeah. It's crazy to think in just like, what, 2.5 years from the PlayStation's launch? Because that's about the time that those hard drives stopped working.
Most of my games require like 60 gigabytes of like storage space.
Yeah.
And I have like 40 PlayStation 4 games, if not more.
And then you think back to the days of the PS1 where you were just using kilobytes.
Right? And a memory stick.
Yep.
There was no need for an upgraded PlayStation, you just got the memory stick.
Yeah, because nothing downloaded directly to the system. It was all on disk already. But yeah. I think with that though, we'll go ahead and we'll wrap up the show.
Alright.
I'm probably gonna go off solo here and do the anime like recommendation of the week and that. So that was great having everybody here. As always, my co-host. and our guest host, or our not guest host, but our guest star, I guess you could say.
Cone Star.
There you go. Seeing as how my co-host here doesn't want to do the outro, I think he took off again this week. That's his gimmick. He just disappears right before the end. But anyway, with that,
Yeah, I get sidetracked. Now I'm downloading SHAREfactory.
yeah. Like I said, I definitely recommend it to anybody out there who's trying to get into editing. Do you guys have anything you want to plug? Like any channels or anything?
Not yet. Haven't.
Okay.
I mean, I have a couple of a Twitch channel and stuff. It's just I might go through with the new name. Who knows?
Okay.
And my fat nuts don't need to be out in the web.
Okay.
He's gonna put that on his gravestone.
Oh, I'm sorry, what?
He's gonna put Sir Fat Nuts on his gravestone.
Yeah.
Eventually, there's gonna be an era where everyone's dying, like from the gamer tag generation.
Don't Star, you got anything you want to plug?
Not particularly.
Not yet. Okay. Fat Nuts, are we sharing a YouTube still? Or do you want to upload to my YouTube for now?
I guess just upload to yours. We
Okay.
can. No wait, do we still have that shared one?
Content.
Well,
Becoming
it would be easier just to upload to Archon TV. It's where I think I upload to, my cousin will upload to from time to time if he ever gets back into it. It would just be easier to have it under the Archon TV banner.
We start having problems with the. Oh, Archon TV is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just keep using that. Screw that.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I'll give you the stuff for it later. So that way, if you want to upload like a Final Cut tutorial or anything like that for people.
Plus, with us both getting SHAREfactory downloaded, that's so much more content possibilities.
Yeah. But with that, I guess everybody's plugged everything. Like I said, I'm Archontvwhat, my co-host,
Sir Fat Nuts.
and this has been our guest.
Cone Star.
And we are signing out. And me and Sir Fatnuts will see you next week. And yeah, stay tuned for Anime Corner. Later.
Shooting.
What's up, everyone? I'm back with the Anime Corner, where I give you a weekly recommendation for a show for those looking to get into anime. We're going to stick to the Funimation theme from last week and go with a show called My Hero Academia. And what it's about a boy who has no powers in a world full of powers like heroes and villains, and his story of how he tries to become a hero anyway. And the world's greatest hero, All Might, ends up helping him through a power called One for All, which I won't go too in depth about. You'll have to watch it to understand it. But yeah, so that's this week's anime recommendation. That'll do it for the show this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll be back next week with actual gaming news and that, covering that, kind of our thoughts on it. This week was a little different because the whole situation with the Twitch channel and that. So yeah, with that, hope you guys enjoyed it, and we will see you next week for another episode. Later.